It is Monday evening. It doesn't matter what date it is, because when you listen to it, it won't be this date. It's Bad Takeout. I'm Jeremy Tonnenberg. With me is my cohort, Mr.
Kevin Crowley.
As always, Kevin, with a smile on your face.
Doing a little dance.
What was the dance for?
I don't know.
Just happy that you're working?
To add a little pizzazz.
Happy that you got. How's the job going?
That's good. It's a job.
It's a new job, though.
It is a new job.
Are you proud to be...
I got a week under my belt. I'm kind of...
How'd it go? How did your test week go? Because remember you told us the story, how you let them know, let's just take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah,
so
it was really easy, adaptable, and it worked out. So they're like, oh, we kind of want to keep, blowing your dick. So.
Oh, that's nice. Was it a guy or girl that said that?
Well, no one in per se. That's just how I took it. Like they're like, "Oh, you're working out so great." And
do you assume every
shit,
wait,
Jeremy?
Wait, no, okay. This is good. This is good. I want to know that because I'm like the same way. When you meet like a new girl at your work and you think she's somewhat cute. Oh, you know what? Before I ask you, why don't we stop ignoring the gigantic big cock in the room with us? We have a giant. We have a guest tonight. JD, say hello.
Hello, JD.
Oh, look at that! Right, I told you. I told you. Leave the jokes to. I told you before we hit record. Leave the jokes to us.
Shucky.
Not a problem.
Shucky Carter.
Shucky Carter.
So welcome, JD, to Bad Takeout.
Thank you for having me, both of you. It's good to be here.
Are you a fan of Bad Takeout, or are you just here to ride our coattails to fame?
A little bit of both, actually. Yeah.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Where's this fame you speak of?
We'll see what happens.
You mean you tell me that the 15 views we get a week on Bad Takeout's not enough?
That means that we're
16.
That means that. But you've introduced me to people who are like big fans, and they're like, holy shit, like.
Well, last week we gave Ray Till a shout out.
We did.
We also have another buddy named Jeff who's a huge fan of the show.
What up, Jeff?
He
It doesn't
so
feel
douchey.
Right. I know. Hey, Jeff.
This is why we have JD now.
Hey,
He's
dude.
a fan. So welcome, JD.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
to be here.
Do you plan to bring anything to the show tonight, or
just lay out, kind of observe, see what goes on?
all right,
boy.
welcome. No, that's good.
We're gonna have a biography.
He's like an intern. He's like an intern.
Quite possibly,
Okay.
yes.
We have an intern.
Hey,
You
that's
want
a
coffee? I
step.
can get coffee.
That's a step in the
No,
right
you
direction.
can do like research on the phone if we need it.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Jade. I think we just hired our first intern.
That's great.
All right, excellent.
Welcome, JD.
22 episodes.
22 episodes in, and we have an intern.
Okay, that's like the level in your like nerdy ass video game where it's like level 22. You
have an intern.
You intern an intern.
Anyway, so now I was going to pose the question to Crowley, and I'll pose it to you too.
Yeah.
When I started a new job, do you assume all these girls that you meet, not like the old, bitches, but like the young, good-looking girls, do you assume they all like you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean just like you as a friend. I mean, like, if you wanted to pursue this, you could get that.
Yeah.
Because I pretty much assume every girl that I've met at work, if I pursued, I could get. And which is really arrogant because I'm a fucking ugly chode.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
A little fat too.
A little fat too, you know what I mean?
Right off the bat.
But I have that mentality, like, if I like probably like pursued this, I could get that.
It's that stride, man. You have to have that stride, and certain things give you that. If you're doing well at work, if like you're fucking lost a couple pounds, you're like, yo, I'm a fucking man, goddammit. I got a dick between my legs.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And you walk around like that.
And JD's dick's so big that he must feel like that all the time.
Well, JD, I believe, is a giant. Is that right?
6'4".
You're 6'4", and you
DMV told me
you
that.
told us at the golf course the other day. You have what do you have? Gigantor disease?
No, it's Osgood-Schlatter syndrome, which is very common for tall people,
Oh my
especially
God.
of somewhat Norwegian descent.
And what is Osgood-Schlatter's disease?
Well, it's not really a disease. It's kind of a syndrome. You can't catch it. It's
What
genetic.
the fuck is the difference between a disease and a syndrome? It's the same fucking thing.
Well, a disease I think you catch.
But we can't. If we all talk over
Right.
each other, this turns into
but he got
wait.
right.
This becomes the fucking view if we all talk over each other. So what my pose is, what's the difference between a syndrome and a disease?
From what I understand, a disease you can catch and pass along, and a syndrome you just kind of have genetic.
Come on a little closer to the mic, JD.
Okay, fine.
We gotta whip this intern into shape.
Yeah, seriously, give me the
Our
fucking
gigantic
intern. Get your
intern.
I
shit
don't know
together.
why we're on this topic. It's weird.
No.
I don't
but
play basketball. If that's your next
it's okay.
question, because
No.
of my gigantor disease.
No.
I don't
But
know.
You're a taller gentleman than I am. I'm 5'6" and
You're
a
a
half.
short little piece of shit.
I'm 5'7". You got like 7 inches on me, and
And your dick is probably like the size of.
are you packing?
Does let me just ask you?
What?
Does the syndrome go for everything?
It's quite possible, yeah.
Is it uncomfortable though? You're like, stop.
One time, Crowley had the best line. He's like, "Your
Lord.
dick would have been like a longshoreman."
No,
boy.
like if your dick was probably like auditioning for like a Tyler Perry show
How
right
did I have
now.
a feeling this conversation was going to start off? Just
Well, you're our intern, so
are.
you know.
It's hazing.
Great.
Now, if you feel uncomfortable, we apologize, but
No,
we're not
you
going to
really
stop.
don't. That's a load.
We can get off your Gigantor
Yeah.
syndrome.
No, it's good.
But you did tell me the serious part is you actually do keep growing.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's brought on by stress. Other times it just happens. It's
You're like the
painful.
Hulk.
I don't know.
Like you
that
get
that's the
angry
case.
and you grow.
Not angry so much.
JD
It's just
man,
kind of
smash.
lethargic and.
Is this something that you're going to have into like your
Taking a
60s
leave.
and 70s? Like you'll be 8 feet at one point?
I
'Cause
don't.
I don't know if I can be
no,
your friend.
I don't. Well,
If you're 8
that's
feet tall,
incredibly honest.
At least
I
you know
appreciate
you
that.
can
I
rely
don't
on
think it
Crowley
is.
to stick
You
around
couldn't-
through the hard times.
No, that's entirely possible.
you couldn't
actually.
fit in my car. We couldn't hang
I
out.
can't fit in your car.
Actually,
now.
I have a cousin. His name is Jacob, and he's a pitcher in the minor leagues for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, that's cool.
But he is like 6'9",
What?
Oh yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
6'8", 350 pounds.
I wouldn't want to face that
when
in a
I
box. That's
when I
scary.
went to visit Chicago, he went to Menace for dinner, and I had to look. My neck hurt from trying to talk to him.
Oh.
And we got into his car. He drove me home, and he got into a Honda Accord. Watching him get in the car, it was like watching that Shaquille O'Neal commercial when he's like, "This Lincoln has so much room," but he gets into it, and literally he fits in the entire car.
I'd rather
Wow.
be small than tall, man. Really. I mean, I can get around the way I am. I'm pretty agile. I'm almost a cat.
Do you like being tall, JD?
Sometimes and then other times no. It depends. Like when I fly in an airplane, I get extremely claustrophobic. Can't stand
And
it.
you say you're not good at basketball, so that
No. More agile side to side playing hockey than
so
I was playing
basically-
basketball.
What advantages do you see as being tall? Give me like one of the advantages of being tall. You're the first one to know it rains.
That's incredibly archaic. No, it's you can walk in the room and scan everything very quickly. One of the disadvantages.
always easy to
you're
see
always
JD in a
asked
big
to read
crowd. I know.
Everything. It is.
I get lost in a crowd. I'm
yeah.
adorable.
If you would have gone to Comic-Con with us, we would have lost you.
Really.
You would have been lost.
Aw. You think
Wow.
would Kevin Crowley,
Not
please
that short.
report to
Is that short?
Oh, you wouldn't even hear you. All they play is Robin Thicke the whole time. That Robin Thicke
Blurred Lines. Is that
Blurred Lines, is that what it's called?
I don't remember.
That song played
Probably.
in the exhibit hall of Comic-Con,
I should know that.
I think 20 times a day. That's
Really?
all I heard in Comic-Con. Only time I heard a song was this Robin Thicke song.
Well, it's a hit.
It was really annoying.
How was Comic Con?
Comic-Con was amazing.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Me and John Machiavellied our way through that entire thing. I didn't wait in one fucking line. I didn't wait to get in. I didn't do anything to wait a badge. I basically cut every line I could think of to get the free swag. When there was giant lines,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh, that's the back of the line," I would just walk 4 feet ahead and just, when there's a big crowd, just get pushed in line, and it was no problem.
Did you see some huge nerds?
Huge nerds.
Did you? But like,
I
were you-
saw 100. I saw one over 100,000 nerds.
But like, were you like, I'm pretty fucking cool?
all paid for
Like,
marketing.
was there any time?
I gotta be honest. I think they're all cool. No matter at this thing, you put all when you go to Comic-Con, you're pretty much aware what you're walking into if you're going for that reason,
Right.
And you know that these people are all. I mean,
It's a trip.
here's the thing that I don't like. Okay, there are a lot of people, which is not a problem for me. I don't mind walking around all day, but every once in a while, and this is absolutely true. You'll just walk, and all of a sudden, something will walk by you, and you get the stench of the biggest shit.
Oh no.
Like just
What?
disgusting.
They made Duty in their cosplay
Like that's
outfit?
what it is. It's like dude. It's like I was talking with a bunch of people, and all of a sudden it walked by, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Oh my
did
god.
you guys smell that? Like there's definitely like those people that are there that don't shower. Because here's the thing: to get into
Because to me, it's cool, but it's not that fucking cool. That
to me it's that fucking cool.
which is great. You
No,
know?
no, yeah, no.
Like apples to apples.
This was like my. Thank you. Can you please tell?
What
go
is
ahead.
apples to apples? What does that mean?
I mean, I like apples. You like
context is
apples, but I
inappropriate?
like green apples. You like red apples.
No,
it's the same shit.
It's apples and oranges is the same.
I think it's apples to apples.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Apples and
JD,
oranges.
you've been listening for 20 episodes. There's no fucking
Oh my
point of
God.
trying. He said, split the
just didn't
difference,
get-
apples to apples.
I've heard that so many times, but it's not a difference at all.
He just says things.
We add it
It
together.
makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
No,
to me.
in your
Apples
there it is.
to
That's
apples,
exactly.
differences.
Wait. That's exactly the point to everything.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense to me.
And
It doesn't fucking matter
doesn't
what the rest
matter.
of the yeah.
apples
Good
to
for
apples.
you, Kevin.
Fuck you.
But
Wow.
it's amazing in there. But the thing is people to get into the hall and to be the first one in the morning, because you got 2 different various things going on. Because once the Comic-Con is started, an hour in, there's no more waiting in line to get into the Comic-Con. Everyone just goes as they wish and they leave as they please. But the initial rush to get in at 9 in the morning, there's lines around the block because the first ones in get into Lego, Mattel, Hasbro, go to all the big spots and get all the Comic-Con exclusives. Toys, prints, whatever the fuck they want. All kinds of dumb Japanimation shit. I mean, it literally is. You see people going and there's lines that form all over the hall, and it's just you think like, what the fuck is all this noise about?
Right.
But everyone's got a different niche.
That's cool.
Right.
But then there's another group of people which are waiting now all day, all night to get into the Hall H. That's the big hall. That's where all the big shit happens, like the Marvel, Fox, everyone, Sony. They do their big reveals of the new shit coming out, and they show like stuff that's not going to be on the internet. They're very careful. There's like high-end security guys walking around making sure you don't film the stuff they don't want you to film, and it's all crazy. And these people literally get in line the night it ends, Comic-Con ends, they get in line right then and there. So 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, they get in line, sit there till 9 a.m. to get into this hall.
For the next day?
To the next day. And then when they get in the hall the next day, most of them sit in the hall all day.
Are they giving out like blowjobs and like lines of coke? Like what's so great about it?
Well, they want, like, let's say, okay, I'll give an example. The Marvel panel, the big Marvel, Saturday night prime time is Marvel Phase 2 panel. That's like all the cool shit involving Captain America, Thor, all the new Marvel shit.
Cool.
Right? So people wait in line for 15 hours just to get into the hall at 9 a.m. and then sit in the hall from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. for the Marvel panel, because once you're in the hall, you don't have to leave. So if you want to get in the hall at 6 o'clock at night, you better get in line. But this, boys, is where I am the king of all nerds. Because I walked into the Marvel panel an hour before it started without waiting in line at all. So
did you say like you knew Stan Lee or something?
I just talked my game.
Yeah.
I had like, I'm not going to give all my clues because I don't want my fucking listeners, my 11 bad takeout listeners to steal my tricks of the trade. But let's just say I talked my way into the hall without having to wait in any line for 15 hours and then sit in the hall for 9 hours until the day. That's ridiculous.
And what did you see?
I got to see the X-Men.
So what were these assholes waiting in line for 24 hours for? And was it worth it?
I actually think it was, no. It's not worth it to wait in line. But if you can walk in 15 minutes before it starts,
that's great.
Then it's worth it.
Yeah.
I saw the X-Men panel, and I'll make this quick because we don't got to make it a whole Comic-Con episode.
Fuck no. Not on my watch. Kidding me? You're a grown-ass man.
Sure, you can act like a man. So I walk in the hall, and it's Hugh Jackman's on stage, and he's talking about the Wolverine, which comes out like tomorrow. Or this weekend or something.
Big one.
But then he's like, besides the Wolverine, I thought it would be cool to surprise you guys with, here's Bryan Singer. So Bryan Singer now comes out, the director of...
People going ape shit.
Yeah.
Like the host,
A lot of halitosis.
Thousands of people.
A lot of halitosis in the air. Just fucking farts.
But they all scream. So then
farts.
Bryan Singer comes out, and he brings out the entire cast of the old X-Men, the new X-Men, everyone comes out.
Cool.
So Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Jason Fassbender, McAvoy, everyone. Jennifer
and the chance
Lawrence.
of you seeing that again is probably not likely.
Well,
so
the cool thing is they come out, they talk, they answer questions, and then Bryan Singer's like, well, why don't I show you guys some of the movie? So they make sure, that's when they say there's absolutely no filming. Right. If they catch you filming, like, you could be, like, they'll go nuts. They'll kick you out. You could be arrested. Who knows? Yeah. Like, the shit they'll do if you record it and upload it. But they show you, like, 3 minutes of the movie. And it's fucking awesome. And then they show it to you again, just because they know you're big nerds. And then when that ended, the Marvel panel comes on, and you get all the cool new Marvel shit.
Were there any adventures on your road trip? Like crack whores or fucking, drug dealers trying to chasing you in San Diego?
No.
Naval cadets?
No. Nothing like that happened. Basically, it takes over the city, which is pretty wild. Because it is,
I love San Diego.
It's 200,000 people. So you've been down to the gas lamp and all that.
Yeah.
Imagine all that area around the gas lamp too. I don't know what they call the other areas. It is just fucking wall-to-wall people dressed up in cosplay and costumes and makeup. And this year, because of Walking Dead, zombies are a big thing. So people are walking around with half their face ripped off. Like, unbelievably good
cool.
makeup.
That's
This one
crazy.
woman, we were having dinner, and every night we try to sit outside so we can, like, see all this shit.
Yeah.
So the other night, we're sitting there having dinner, and this chick is a zombie. And they're walking around like zombies, and they're moving slow. This
It's kinda
bitch
scary.
had her face looked like her skin was peeled back, and you saw all the red under her face.
Just terrifying children.
But it looked like it was ripped and cut. Oh my god, it was awesome. But it was an amazing weekend. Like, it was the coolest thing for like a geek.
Yeah, dude.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
It's a good geek vacation.
I got Legos. I bought Back to the Future Legos.
Wonderful.
I got backpacks and free swag. I got you T-shirts. You left them here.
left them.
You left them here last
I'm
night.
kind of an asshole, huh?
He asked me, JD, he's like, so what'd you get me? And I was like, well, there's a bunch of T-shirts I wasn't going to wear. Do you want to check them out? You can have the ones, I didn't buy, the ones I got.
Right.
He said, oh, yeah. Gave him the shirts. After dinner, he left them here.
You know what? I appreciate it, but I'm going to let you keep those.
Well, fuck you, Kevin.
Because
Thanks for the
honestly,
gift, bud.
yeah, that's kind of dick, but it's the truth. I'm not going to wear them. They're too big.
They were smalls.
No, they were large. The ones you gave me were larges.
Well, I'm sorry that they gave out free shirts, and that was what they gave me. Jesus.
Should I
You're a
accept the
giant
gift?
piece of shit.
No. All right. Is that shitty of me to do? I'd rather have you keep them and maybe wear them to the gym or something. Do whatever you want to do with them. Fucking use them as a cum rag.
You
But-
could use it as a cum
there's
rag and
an
never
image.
say anything. You
Oh,
could
there's
take it
one.
home. You could have used it to clean the fucking floor. You could have given it to your brother John.
But it's a
or your...
t-shirt. You're right. I'm going to hold on to this.
No, you're not getting enough. If you take the
I
shirts
recant.
out...
I recant.
No, you're not going to recant. If you take the shirts out of the house, I'm coming over tomorrow and I'm taking things out of your house.
I didn't think it through. Yeah.
You've lost the shirts. JD's going to get the
That was a
shirts
bit
now.
impulsive.
Wow.
Well, he at least fits with this fucking massive, gigantic cock.
Why would that affect my T-shirt
Your
size?
cock is on, like, probation in Newark, New Jersey. For, like, Grand Theft Auto. That's how fucking black your dick is. And you're what, Dutch? French English or some shit?
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
are
you're
you,
a
Swiss?
there's all
What are you,
sorts of-
Swiss?
No,
You got a
there's
little
no
China
Swiss.
in you, too.
No, I don't. What?
No?
You said Chuck Knobloch?
No, China.
Yeah, I was gonna say. China.
What?
You don't see a little Asian in him?
Maybe that's because he's stoned.
Maybe it's the Gigantor.
Asian.
Anyway.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Good luck with that audition.
Thank
Kevin, as usual, what's in the notes? Come on.
Oh, well,
Crinkle the
Fire it
paper.
up.
Crinkle the paper. And tell me what's in the notes. What do you got? What do you got for me this week, Kev?
I don't know. There's some news in
Go
the
ahead.
world.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some news.
The Rolling Stone cover. A lot of.
I thought that upset me. Go ahead. How do you feel about
so
that?
Jokar Sarnov, who
What's
is
the little fucking queer's name?
Jokar Sarnev, and he was like, and he was
fucking hate this.
and he was
any
in-
bad word I can think of, like whether it's racist, whether it's I want to throw it
No,
all
he's a
on him. I
cocksucker, man.
I hate this kid.
He killed a 8-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, whatever it
Wait,
was.
I don't understand. Like, I'm all for the article being written in the Rolling Stone magazine. I'm sure, and I haven't
Mm-hmm. It was
gotten.
good.
I know, and my cousin
I read,
said
like,
it was good.
3/4 of
I
it.
want to read it. I just haven't gotten a chance yet. I
Yeah.
do want to read it, and I'm
neither.
sure it's great.
Take a big long dump,
Exactly. I want to read it.
but be careful.
But what I don't understand is how you can fucking put his picture on the cover of a Rolling Stone, and not even his arrest photo.
Yeah.
It's a picture of him wearing looking all adorable and
Yeah,
cute.
He's a teen idol. He's a heartthrob.
Like, fuck you. There's songs written. Am I crazy? What's the song?
Private Eyes.
No, about getting
Watching
you.
you.
No, the Rolling Stone song.
Can't always get what
On
you
the
want.
cover of a Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone, gonna get my picture on the cover.
It's
Stone.
Almost Famous.
What?
Almost Famous.
Yes.
Yes.
All I'm saying is there's songs been written about getting on the cover of the Rolling Stone. And like it means something.
Yeah.
But
Howard Stern was a great accomplishment getting on the cover of Rolling Stone. He talks about it all the time.
But a bunch of like New England-based companies like CVS and Walgreens, Stop and Shop, Rite Aid, they're not selling the cover. They're saying like, which is that's their right to do. But I don't see it as an offense, really. I mean, it's not going to get the kid out of prison. It's not going to buy him any sympathy.
I agree.
The article is kind of showing him in a light of like a westernized kid who fucking loves
Okay,
Game of
but
Thrones.
I'm not talking about the article, Kevin. I'm sure
the
the
cover.
article is an amazing article. The article can be in there. I'm not saying don't write an article. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying don't put the fucking asshole's motherfucking guy who bombed you. Am I crazy? Why is he on the cover of a Rolling Stone?
Because I mean,
why couldn't it be anybody?
Who doesn't want to know the story 3 months later after it happened?
Why do you keep saying that? Don't talk about the fucking article.
The cover. Who cares about the fucking cover? That's my point.
It's glorifying him.
Who cares? Look past that shit. I mean, honestly,
you're allowed to have your opinion. We're allowed to argue. I'm just saying I disagree with you. It's bullshit.
Okay, if you put a different picture, if you put the surveillance,
I don't think Bin Laden should have been on the cover. I don't think over the years.
News.
I'm saying the motherfucking article should be written, but why couldn't it be? What other articles were in?
So what, you're gonna put like Britney Spears on the cover?
What other articles were in the Rolling Stone that way? Because I didn't get to see it.
Nothing great.
Then put any one of that on the fucking picture, and why can't the blurb say?
But the
Boston
story
bomber?
is okay, and I keep saying the story, but that's what it's gonna sell the fucking magazine.
There's other articles in the Rolling Stone that didn't get on the cover.
But that's a big story. And I keep saying that.
No, I understand.
But that's how you sell a fucking newspaper.
I see your point.
Magazine.
I'm not saying your point's not a valid point.
I mean, I think the whole hubbub, excuse my language, is.
I just think my personal opinion is that we're glorifying it. We're making him, instead of putting a picture of him when he got his ass kicked by the cops on there, instead of putting a mugshot, they put him looking like the teen cover beat 1986.
Yeah.
I wanted to fuck him. He looked cute.
He did. He's adorable. He's got a fucking.
But do you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
A little bit, at all, or do you think I'm completely wrong?
No, I mean,
Go ahead,
I think
you can be honest.
I think it's censorship, to be honest with you.
Well, then you shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you. JD, what's your opinion?
I think it was a mistake. I think it was an editorial error.
JD's smart.
I didn't like it.
He is
I didn't
smart.
like it at all.
And I see your point, Kev, and I understand that selling magazines.
But Walgreens, CVS can put whatever the fuck they want.
How do you think the people in Boston feel when? Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. People in Boston, whether it was the ones that were affected by it, whether their family or the ones that just love Boston and it hurt them, mentally, whatever. How do you think they feel when they walk in to get their coffee or they go get their newspaper and they have to walk by and see this guy on the cover over every Boston store?
It's a sensitive thing, but isn't that kind of what journalism is about?
I'm not saying censorship. I'm saying don't do it. You can do it. Obviously, it's been done, and I'm not saying... I would never say don't sell the magazine because I think that's wrong.
But on the cover of Time, or not on the cover, but like the little girl in fucking like Hiroshima after they dropped the bomb, she's running down, and it's like... That's exactly what it is, and that's at a much bigger extreme. That's a landmark thing. This is just point. This is just a monthly issue of Rolling Stone, which is fucking jerk off anyway. I mean, I've been a subscriber, but I'm a jerk off.
No, and you make a right point, and I see your point, and I agree. That's why it should be allowed.
And they can do whatever they want. They could sell
they can do it.
Puppy corpses on aisle 6.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I just personally thought it was a little low rent. We're supposed to be Boston strong, all that bullshit.
Oh, come on, give me a break. I mean, I'm not saying give me a break. I mean, it was a terrible...
Give me a break, for heaven's sake.
We forget about everything.
You remember that show, Give Me a Break? It was my favorite show.
We have a time frame for every, tragic story, because there's so much, tragedy that happens in this country. Like, you got fucking shootings, and, every time, they hop on... This is the fucking media. They hop on every new story and try to exploit as much as they can out of it. Like, the Sandy Hook shooting was terrible, man. But as soon as you know it, it was the fucking... they had another big story, big, terrible, terroristic story.
Right.
And it's like, that's just how we fucking...
No.
That's how we retain information now, man.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's at a 3-month pulse, and but...
You're not stupid.
I am stupid.
You're making valid points, Kevin, and I appreciate the conversation.
You're welcome. Yeah, we don't have, Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin anymore, but he...
How would... Zimmerman's going to get on the cover.
He is a hero.
He said, I read that, right?
Yeah.
He pulled 4 people out of a car, but
honestly,
but then I read an article on CNN, they were white. The article said the people
so you think if they were black?
They're implying that if they were black.
He saved a mother, a father, a husband and wife, and their 2 kids.
But they were white.
Yeah. So, how many, I don't know.
So if the article was implying if they were black, he would have left them.
Yeah. I don't know. But but that just proves that it's timing, It's just of all fucking people to save on an overturned thing. I think he's a superhero. I think it's not Zimmerman. I think it's Zimmerman. He's a fucking, cartoon character.
So we should forgive him now? It's over?
I don't know. That's not right. Because Trayvon Martin. But, yeah, it's crazy that should be in the cut right now. He should be, laying low. Trial just ended.
He shouldn't even be here.
He's running into a phone booth and flying away.
He did too. As soon as the cops came, and as soon as he gave us a statement, he left.
Oh, I read that.
He left so he didn't have to deal with anything. He didn't want to. He told the cops what happened, and then he dipped out.
But
like Superman.
What's the
like Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
That's horrible.
All he wants to do is just be a mild-mannered gentleman, but fucking, he's...
Well, I go back to it. You know what? If he is Superman, I stick to it. Superman doesn't kill, so he couldn't be Superman.
Maybe he's a super villain.
That was a big thing at Comic-Con. Did you hear that?
No.
That was a big thing. That Superman, the next Superman movie, Man of Steel 2, is going to be a Man of Steel kind of versus Batman movie.
Batman versus Superman?
Yes.
That's cool.
Really?
I like that. Not
And-
really. I could give two flying
You
fucks.
like Batman? Wait,
that would be
how come
fine.
all of a sudden you act like you have a big
That
hard
would be
dick
fine.
when you have how many Batman
like Batman.
comics?
I
how
like
many Batman comics do you have in your house?
I have plenty. Like, I have... But I like Batman.
all of a sudden you act like you're Mr. Cool Guy because you don't read comics yet. You read comics.
I have comics, and I've read them. They're very enjoyable. But, like, I guess, look, Superman and Batman, fighting
See,
out?
I think that's
I'm not too cool for the room. I assure you.
That's what I think.
I'm the farthest thing from cool from the room. But, like, I don't know,
I'm an adult now. I can't care about things like
No,
Superman.
look, I enjoy fucking children's things.
Unless it's like
playgrounds,
unless
mustaches,
it's an important documentary, I
lollipops.
can't get into it. Unless it's a really deep, moving, independent flick, I can't like it, man.
I know. I am pretty smug.
You are. That's
smug.
That's
I'm
how you
30
come
years
off.
old and I'm smug.
Sorry that I like Marvel
I'm
movies
short,
and Superman movies.
and I'm smug.
You're short. You have a little guy complex.
I do. I have
While
Napoleon.
JD on one hand has
Oh,
the cock
God,
the
here
size
we go.
of
It's just-
The Queen Mary.
the Queen Mary.
I just thought of a big boat.
You're like the Napoleon
God.
of the room.
Probably. Well, I think I could hang. Use JD's enormous dick as a speed bag.
His balls is a
and
speed
fucking
bag.
train to be a bigger man.
What else you got on that paper, Kev?
Leave
Let's
the jokes
see.
to us, JD.
Oh, we have a new heir to the throne in Britain.
Yeah, a baby.
Who gives a
A baby was born today.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I swear to God. Shoot, now I'm at the office today, and all of a sudden from another room I hear, "It's a boy! It's a boy! It's a boy!" And I was like, "What the fuck? Did she just have a baby?" And then someone had to be like, "Oh, they must be talking about the what's this little shit gonna be?"
The heir to the
No, but she's like the Cambridge of horrors, and he's like the
I don't know.
Wales. What is this little kid like the pot to
should
piss
know
in?
this.
The cunteth the heireth or something.
Cunteth erith for the throneth. Intern, get on that and find out what the kid's
Yeah,
gonna
what's
be.
what's that kid's title?
What's that kid's title gonna be? But he is the heir to the throne, right?
Yeah, I think.
believe so.
I think once the Queen dies, it goes to William, and
No.
then Prince
Charles.
I don't. He's not the heir to the throne.
Oh, because why not?
I don't know. Who gives a fuck? We're Americans.
Yeah, I don't
Gave
give.
up
That's what we don't
he
know.
gave it the right, I think, when he
Oh, divorced Diana. What a bunch
when he
of fucking
divorced Diana or when he married her?
moes.
I think it was when he married her.
Why? Because she was
Wait, I
a
don't
she was a
remember.
commoner.
Something like that. Yeah, it's technicality. It was something
So
weird.
William becomes the heir. Is
Britain.
the heir
I
of
hope
the
we don't have
throne.
any British fans.
What about the Nazi, the young one? Isn't the young one like a piece of shit?
Oh, Harry, the
Harry.
one who parties in Vegas with fucking drunk girls. No, he's the man.
But and also didn't he get pictures of him like
He's
in like
King Ralph.
in like an SS like
Yeah, I
outfit?
think he had a swastika on Halloween. Why do we care about the fucking
Why do we
royal
care?
family? Like, they don't serve any purpose.
But
Like,
why is the news all about it's a boy? Like, why would anyone care?
Well, whoever the dumb broad who said that, you should go in and just take a binder and hit her in the back of the head and say that was for yesterday. Don't ever talk about the royal family in this office.
Do you think they were taking odds in Vegas? Like, could you have bet it was a boy or a
guess.
girl?
But I mean that
Oh,
was.
I was gonna just completely interrupt and throw it off
It
topic.
doesn't matter. Who cares about that?
Where's the answer,
I
intern?
have no idea. It's so hard to find on this thing.
Well, you're gonna get fired soon.
It's terrible.
We have a line out the door.
I tried
Find out.
CBS and it wasn't
But
working.
anyways, I got an email today.
Sorry,
So I had a
CBS,
situation in my
sorry,
last
yeah.
job where I thought they owed me some money
Oh.
that I wasn't paid my full hours. So I sent an email in regards to getting my money.
Yeah.
And I in fact
Today. Did you pull a Goodfellas? A fucking.
De Niro and ripped off Morty's wig.
Okay,
And,
kid.
and Morty's wig, they never come off.
Okay, kid, you got it, kid.
You got it, kid. No, so I emailed her and I was like, hey, this accountant, I told you about this accountant.
Yeah, she was a
Remember?
bukiak,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
So, now that I've tried to start,
Let's interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead, intern.
There you go, big
Speed bump.
monstrous fingers
There it is.
pointing into the mic.
Go ahead.
They probably heard that.
His Royal Highness Prince of Cambridge. There you go.
Sounds like a fucking tool to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pro wrestler.
He's a baby, so good for him. Hey, nothing but the best.
Welcome to the earth, my friend.
Yeah.
He'll have a real tough life.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah, for sure.
Hundreds of maids.
But she is a piece of ass. His
Oh God,
his mom is
Middleton,
a piece of ass.
Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a dime
The
piece.
fucking husband or the king, whatever the hell he is.
The
Who gives
sister.
a shit?
Yeah, he's a bit of a...
Bald-headed loser.
Yeah, he looks
Anyways, back to the accountant. So I email her. I say,
fucker.
I need to get paid. And in fact, I was owed some money. So then I say to her, well, if this is the case, I'd like all my paychecks checked from the whole show in case this was the mistake on all of my checks.
Uh-oh.
So right away she says, no, you weren't paid that way. Everything was right except the last check. So I said, okay, can you just explain it to me so that I understand for myself so I can understand what happened? And she explains to me, and then I ask another question. And then she says in an email, no, Jeremy, that's accounting 101.
Oh.
And explains something to me. And I was like,
Did you reply?
I replied, thanks for the lesson in accounting 101. Luckily, I'm in production, so I don't care.
Fucker.
And that was it.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you're not going to work with her again.
Unbelievable.
It's the joy of this business, man.
Can you believe it? That's the second time on that shit fucking show where someone mentioned 101. She tells me about accounting 101, and the first week, this Bukyak, who's in charge of the talent, I'm going there to ask her office. I go in to ask her a question, how she wants the talent to be run, and what she wants me to get for these dressing rooms that I don't give a fuck about. Okay. And she says, why should I have to tell you, Jeremy? It's production 101. You should know.
Oh.
I was like, I took a step back. I took a deep internal breath, and I said, you don't got to talk to me like that. I go, I'm here to help you. If you don't want my help, I won't help you. So don't talk to me like that again. And next time you want to talk to me, you call me sir, cunt. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do everything up to the cunt.
And then she would be like, oh, excuse me, sir.
Can you believe that? On the same show, 2 different times, 2 different people told me that's production 101 and that's accounting 101. I've been working in this business for 8 years.
202 right there. You'll be in good shape.
So that was my story for the night.
Wow.
What else you got for me, Carl? What have you been watching? What's on the tube?
I'm a little behind in my TV watching.
Why? Oh, because you actually have a job to do now.
Yeah.
It's real easy to keep up with TV when you're doing nothing but watching TV. Oh, Insanity. You do that? Are you still doing Insanity?
Yeah, but I kind of have to work around my schedule now.
So what does that mean? That's not how Insanity works.
I know. But look, it's a good thing to fall back on, and I was gonna do it today, but instead I drank fucking scotch with JD at 6:00 in the afternoon. Oh. So our intern came in here drunk, by the way.
No, not drunk.
Well, yeah, he did eat
speaking of drinking, yeah. I like to go off topic here.
This is iced tea.
I've been hanging out with you quite a bit, intern.
Yes.
The last I've seen you probably 3 or 4 times in the last 2 weeks, which
Correct.
is more often than usual. Every time I see you, you come in with the biggest fucking soda from McDonald's or the Habit.
It's iced tea. Iced tea.
What? That's better.
Oh yeah.
It is?
I don't
Are you
get, I don't
eating?
get
Do
the
you eat food
stuff.
all this stuff, or are you just coming?
Yeah, no, I had a big burger with garlic.
He had a very big... Ask him how many patties were on the burger.
4.
You went to In-N-Out?
No, Habit. So he had to make a special order at
I got
Habit.
to make one
Wait
sauce
a minute,
and
stop.
Dallas
Stop.
Oh, it's delicious.
Stop.
What?
The other night, we hung out,
Right.
and you left, and the next day I saw you again, and you said that when you left here, you had gone to In-N-Out Burger.
No,
and
that was in between golf and coming here.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
In between golf and
Correct.
coming back over for the grilling,
Yes.
you had stopped and got a 4x4 from
No,
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
4x1 because
Gangster.
I am really lactose intolerant. Shouldn't really eat cheese, but one
So you got a
slice.
4x1.
Yeah.
And
Mustard
then
instead of the spread.
today,
Delicious.
when you start drinking at 6:00 in the evening, scotch,
I'm a bad
No, he
influence.
was having scotch.
you then went to the Habit and you ordered an iced tea the size of your cock.
Wow.
And a burger that's bigger than your cock. Did you really order a 4x4?
No, I
from
had
a 4x1 by the
No, I didn't
Habit?
have any cheese. I had a 4 patty from.
Okay, JD, we're not going to argue semantics. The point is you had a 4-patty hamburger.
Yes, I did.
What did you
Delicious.
order?
I got a lettuce wrap fucking charburger. I know.
Fucking Nancy.
I know.
With raw onion.
I'm a
I had
sissy with
grilled.
raw onion, yeah.
No. It's
How do you
delicious.
eat that? You have to eat that much because of your giant dick?
It's become aware.
Wow.
Your dick has become self-aware. Like, what was it? Like 1 patty for you, 3 for your dick?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I feel bad about talking about it. I'm sure he's self-conscious because it's like...
His dick's so big.
To us, it would be so cool because we
Iced
probably
tea is
have
delicious.
mediocre to shitty dicks.
He starts jerking off at 10 o'clock and the
Oh my
next morning
God.
he finally gets it out.
Yeah, right. But I would think after a while, because I have a dick, obviously.
It's not very big, though.
And sometimes it flops around. I'm like, oh, this is uncomfortable, Like, if it was much bigger, I'd be like this,
So is it hard to sleep? Like when you turn over, like to sleep on your stomach, does it like have a hump going? Like
Yeah.
Oh wow. Sometimes yes.
has a girl ever like told you I can't handle this?
Like you ever think you're possessed, but you're just floating on your fucking morning
Do
wood?
you have anything else on that piece of paper?
Okay.
Anything left?
Sorry, intern.
You know, you can't. Don't.
I deflect.
Let me explain how this is gonna work. You can't come in here as an intern and start telling Crowley what's
I
on your
asked.
paper.
I completely asked. I didn't say.
If he's
I asked
self-conscious
politely.
of his tremendously grotesque, ginormous penis,
I just-
I'm not gonna egg him on it.
When you drive in your small truck, does your dick have to ride shotgun?
Do you ever steer with it? Beat the horn?
You ever wonder how? That's how I guess how JD drives with both hands, yet somehow still honks his horn.
Wow.
It's a gift.
It's
Can it shift for you?
I don't want to talk about it. His giant, enormous fucking Omar from The Wire penis.
You think his dick's scarred up like Omar too?
Yeah.
Like that's how hard JD's dick is. It's
And it
just
whistles.
It's gone through the streets and now it's been scarred.
All right. Moving on. Yeah, well, there was a story that came out just today. So it's like
Back to the news.
breaking news.
From JD's big dick to breaking news.
Yes. Very similar, actually. But Ryan Braun, a baseball player, was suspended for the rest of the year for using steroids.
Good, fuck him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're legal. Like, you can go to CVS and get HGH.
HGH?
Human growth hormone. Like, with the shit that they get tested
Like
for.
Stallone takes that shit too.
Yeah, and it's legal, you know? But, like...
So what's the rules?
Because
on it?
it's a performance-enhancing
So
drug.
there's rules.
Yeah, but there's no rules for anybody else. But
What do you mean anybody else?
for us, for civilians.
You
for
don't play fucking baseball in the major leagues, you
Then I have
dumbass.
nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
I can take HGH
You
and be
should
a monster.
be. You should be because you're looking kind of scrawny.
I know. I stopped.
I could tell your insanity hasn't stopped.
Yeah,
the chub's coming out
tits.
again.
Tits are coming out. Summer.
Your arms are starting to sag a little more. And why do you have to come over here in a tank top? Don't you have any respect for us in the show?
What? It's a
Your,
visual.
your tattoos hanging out. Your hairy armpits.
I have. Do I have hair? Oh, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Ew. But I have my new
I can
test.
smell them from here.
My new
you smell like the nerds at Comic-Con.
I hope not.
No, you got a pretty good shower regimen. We lived together at one point. You were showering on the regular.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean to say that after like a long day on my feet, you know, it doesn't smell like fucking.
Long day on your
provolone.
feet, you asshole. You weren't you done like at 3:00 and you were drinking?
Yeah, but not today. I mean, I'm talking about like
Oh, okay.
like long days. It's just it's a wreck. I have to like fucking cry in the shower, just like. Ugh.
I came home from a Comic-Con on Saturday night at like 2 a.m. We didn't want to stay and come back on Sunday, which is enough.
Yeah, fuck them.
And I got into the shower, and like literally, I thought I might just stay here I can't move. Like it was over. I was like crying in the shower, like just I want to go to sleep.
It's a good feeling. Like, you ever like get into bed after like a really long fucking night, and you get into bed, you're like, you just kind of like happily whimper to yourself.
Well, there's been nights where like I've worked really hard for like a good few days, and I get into bed and like I have like restless leg. Like unless I'm moving, my feet hurt. So like it's hard for me to fall asleep. So I have to get up and just like basically just go lay like sit on the couch and keep moving my feet on the ground, like rubbing because the minute my feet stop moving, it's pain. That's the worst.
Piso.
Piso.
That means floor. I mean, I don't know
Why we? But how do you say feet in Spanish?
I think it's país.
That's what we said.
Not piso.
Piso.
Yeah, but piso is floor. But yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's completely doesn't matter.
Intern. What is
Where were we?
what's foot in Spanish?
País.
So tell me what else you got.
I'm gonna say país.
What else you got in the notes before we wrap all this up?
And let's see. Yeah, nothing really too exciting happened, man. You know, it's kind of a down week. Just kind of back to the grind.
Back to the grind.
And there's a serial killer that got captured.
Ooh, where?
In Cleveland. Same place where that dude was holding
Ohio.
all those chicks. Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, I heard that Detroit is filing bankruptcy.
Yeah, that too. Midwest, bro. It's fucking
How does it make you feel that you have more money than
hard out there for a pimp.
than Detroit?
Are they really like they don't have like $3,000?
Well, I guess the surrounding areas of Detroit are really wealthy,
yeah.
but they don't pay city
City
taxes.
taxes.
So that's why it's a piece of shit.
So what do you do? Like what is it?
You file bankruptcy.
And then
I don't know. There's
Like-
maybe
Uh-huh.
this is how Omnicorp takes over, and that's when RoboCop and all that shit happens.
Could be.
Because they bought out Detroit.
Yeah.
OCP, right? Omnicorp something in RoboCop.
Yeah.
They buy Detroit.
That's what that movie, like, that's
God.
what that's about. I never really.
Well, Omnicorp like owns Detroit.
That's brilliant, man.
And they start building all their things, and that's when they, they own the cops, they own this, and then they start like.
Who would have thought that RoboCop was such a brilliant premise?
Dude, RoboCop is the shit.
But it kind of falls into those like mid to late '80s action movies with bad stop motion shit.
That's my favorite kind of movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
I bought at Comic-Con this weekend. I bought the Blu-ray Comic-Con exclusive edition of Planet of the Apes, the original, and I can't wait till you douchebags leave my house so I can watch it.
Wow.
Oh, I cannot wait to see Planet of the Apes again. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, that's cool.
What do you think you'll find out there, Dr. Zayas? It's my favorite. That's my Dr. Zayas is my favorite. For 400 years, ape versus man have been forbidden zone. I love fucking that movie. So good.
Remember, you ever see Over the Edge?
Over the Edge. What's that one?
Not Over the Top, not the Stallone one.
Over the
I've seen
Top
that many
is so
times.
good.
No, I'm talking about Over the Edge.
Fuck Over the Edge. Over the Top about the arm wrestling in
so
Vegas.
good.
Yeah.
Hawkins' son? Oh my
Flipping the
god.
cap backwards?
He fucking flips his fingers over the guy's fingers. Oh my god, I have that on DVD
That kinda
just so you
felt-
all know.
That
Oh,
fell
so
between
good.
the cracks for me. I don't think I've ever seen that movie in its full thing.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
I am. It was just one
Go
of
ahead,
those.
what's Over the Edge?
Over the Edge is like this movie. I think like one of the Dillon brothers are in it, and it's like 1979 or something, and it's this town in California, and all the kids revolt across of it. But I remember seeing that movie when I was like,
Story.
it was just a library rental.
A library rental. Remember renting movies from the library?
I do. Before
That's
streaming.
Absolutely.
This shit fell off the edge, my man.
Dude, I could you imagine going back and telling your young self how great the future is going to be?
Technology.
With technology
Oh.
and phones and how everything's going to work. Because, dude, go back to Comic-Con.
And it's a burden. Like,
It's not.
technology's a burden, but
It's
it's
not.
amazing because it's so good.
I was at Comic-Con, as we've talked about, and on Friday, I had taken off at work, so I can go to Comic-Con Thursday and Friday. Sorry. Thursday, there was a huge production meeting. Huge. Like the big one for the show. Like 75 people show up. And I wasn't going to be there. So I was able to call in and sit on a conference call the whole time while walking around the con. While answering emails.
The con.
At the con. That's what cool kids say, the con.
Wow, that is pretty
Cool. I mean, what,
Okay, I'm sorry.
sorry, nerd. You don't understand.
I agree.
But while on the conference call, I was also doing emails with people that were there. So, I mean, it was like I was there.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
But I was also then in the middle of the con.
Yeah.
On mute, talking to other people. So I was like doing like
You're-
3-4 things at once.
Did you see the toy hunter there?
The toy hunter. As a matter of fact, I didn't see him, but I went to his booth.
Did they have some toys?
Dude, I got toys.
But what's because I've seen that show. It's not like this Travel Channel, Discovery Channel,
Something like that.
and the dude goes around, he finds all these old toys all over the
Right,
place.
toy hunter.
Like, what was the fucking end all that you saw this weekend at Toy?
Oh no, you can't put it into, you can't quantify it to that small.
Really?
I touched an Action Comics #1.
Wow.
I touched a very first Batman, Captain America, like the very first one. They were with 300. It was a grade of like 3.0. Action Comics was worth #1 was worth $350,000.
Jesus
I got to
Christ.
hold that. That was cool.
Wow.
But then these people sell stuff like the Toy Hunter. He had like gigantic like GI Joe play sets, things they don't even make anymore. Like they don't make play sets this big anymore. And that was like $2,000.
Aircraft carrier. Did you see an
Yeah.
aircraft carrier?
Oh yeah,
What's that go for? That thing was giant.
$1,000.
I think that's still bigger than me. Like, cause
You have that?
No. I had a friend. My brother had a friend, Greg Herbeck, and he had it in his fucking basement, and it was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my
It's
life
huge.
when I was like 7 or 8 years
If
old.
I ever make it big, like that's where a lot of my money's gonna go. I mean, you guys are sitting in my room right now, and you see all that. We've talked about it. How many toys are in this room?
Would you
Yeah.
play with it though?
No. Well, I mean, I would set it up.
I would have to play
I
with
wouldn't
it.
play. When you say play, what do you mean? Because play means something different to me now. When you say play, yes, I would take it.
I would give it a shot. I would give it a shot. Like all right, let's say it's a collectible, and I had like flossing money. I would buy one to play with just to see how.
When
it
you
still
say
was.
play, do you mean that you're actually gonna take out the action figures and like do stories?
Yes.
No, see, I don't want to do that anymore.
I'll see if it holds up because I love doing that shit. When
in
I was
the
a kid.
corner, I have like 15 Marvel action figures. On top of that shelf, I have like 20 Star Wars figures and vehicles. I want to open them and set up play sets. The coolest thing I saw was at the Marvel booth. They had this like giant fish tank. You know, huge giant fish tank. No water in it, but like that's what I mean. It's a big fish tank. Like, you know, I don't know how many gallons, but huge. I'm talking about fucking huge. And they had 300 action figures all set up with mountains and vehicles and things, and they just set up a giant like model.
Now, is it nostalgia for you?
Yes, it's all nostalgia.
That's it.
It reminds me of my youth. I loved like being a kid with these toys. I loved.
Yeah.
I didn't really play with a lot of toys, action figures, and the play sets like vehicles and the aircraft carriers and the Millennium Falcons.
I kicked the shit out of G.I. Joe and Ninja Turtles when I was growing up.
That's what I'm saying. I loved.
Like, I just played the shit out of it.
I got to take a picture of me inside, like a guy had built himself like a $50,000 turtle van. Like that looked just like the one from
Right,
Weird
that's
Kids.
gangster. Like,
I got pictures of
that's
me
cool.
in the turtle van. Like it looks just like me, and I'm sitting next to a Ninja Turtle. Like it is. It's nostalgia. I love.
That's really cool.
A long time ago.
I just said that's fun. I'm the fucking whole of the show.
A long time ago, I told myself, like, why, if you still love this stuff, this geek stuff, this comic book reading and like toys and props and like all this stuff, if you still love it, why let it go? Why tell yourself you're an adult? You shouldn't like this anymore. I still like toys. I still like movie posters. I still want all that shit in my life. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to play with the action figures, but I sure as fuck wish I could own them all.
I would give it a run.
I did a little like counting in my head when I was there. Like I could
Like
have
10
spent,
grand. If you had like 10 G's, like you would come back and you'd be like you would die a happy man.
Yeah,
with what you have.
That's, and you shouldn't say things like that. Like, you know, that like stupid things like that. Like, what is it like? What's the word? Things like toys and things that shouldn't bring you happiness. What's that like?
I don't know, possession.
Possessions. That's it. Possessions shouldn't do that to you. But I come in this room that we're sitting in right now with all my geek shit. There's not one day, I've been living here now for 5 months, not one day have I walked in this room and not thought, motherfucker, I'm so happy with all my toys. Like, I love it.
That's cool.
There's a lit up Thor hammer behind
Oh my
you.
god, there is a lit up Thor. I didn't see that.
There's like accentuating lights on all my props. Like there's like all kinds
cool.
of stuff.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And being at this Comic-Con all weekend was like, I could have never left. Like going to work this morning was depressing. I was like, why couldn't I just be waking up and going back to the con for another day?
I've mentioned this before on like an earlier show. I don't think I'm that passionate about anything. Like,
I think it's fun to.
and I don't think it's necessarily that I'm lacking that, but it's just like, oh no, everything is cool, but there's nothing that I would go out of my way.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. Apples to apples.
Brings it full circle right there.
It's true.
Brings it full
Oranges
circle.
to apples.
But I've always felt it's cool to invest in something bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so like all this like comic book world and shit, it's way bigger than I'm ever gonna be, and it's cool to like feel like a part of it in a way.
That's really deep.
Fuck you. Lying piece of shit.
No, it is deep. I mean, I think this is a very important episode.
But we got an intern, that's what makes it important.
It is.
Right, and just speaking of which, to return from about 25 minutes earlier, foot in Spanish is PA.
I call
PA.
it
PA.
PIE.
That's why I said piso.
Well, it's full.
Same difference.
I don't know,
Piece of
it's
what?
close enough, sure.
Well,
Apples,
everybody,
apples.
I appreciate it. It's now been, almost 50 minutes of fun. JD, welcome to the show as our intern.
Thank you for having me.
We'll bring you back.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're gonna be on probation for the first couple weeks, and then
You won't be here every week, but we'll bring you in as a test. You'll come in,
But we can call you and ask you to do us things like research for us. We may even call you on the air.
and just
Not
like an
that we're on the
intern,
air,
you
but-
won't be getting paid.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. And if the show gets picked up and we become famous,
Keep you in Butterbrickle.
we'll you can be like a we'll get you a better job, better title. Okay?
Give you a little bonus.
Everyone, thanks for listening. JD Crowley, as always.
Fuck you.
Thank you. Go to www.badtakeout.com. Check us out. We have a YouTube page. We have a Facebook page. Really, you should be listening to this show. So if you are our 5-10 listeners, tell your friends to listen to Bad Takeout. So they'll tell their friends,
We should
and
know,
they'll tell
10 to
their
20.
friends.
Come on, let's at least give us a little bit of.
Just, if you're a fan, you should be telling your friends
Correct.
to be listening to Bad
Hide your
Takeout.
kids, hide your wife.
Because everyone's getting raped up in here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Tune in next week. where Crowley will tell us more about how he hasn't got us on iTunes yet. Thanks, guys.